First of all, we have to understand the word phagos in Greek, gluttonous eating. Eating beyond capacity, phagos. To understand phagos, it's better to go to the Old Testament. Their God is their stomach. Their God is their stomach. I agree this is a major problem among many Christians. We don't get drunk anymore. We don't take drugs anymore. We don't fornicate anymore. But eating is not a sin. So that's the one pleasure left, except that there's a propensity in the Western world to do it to excess. I'm not a one to talk. Take a look at my weight. I'll explain it, but take a look. I used to be thin. Now I'm a half a rhinoceros. Well, there are different kinds of obesity. We always have to be careful. There's dietary obesity, there's glandular obesity, and there is lymphatic obesity. The overwhelming mass of obesity is diet-related in the Western world, dietary obesity. Some people tend to have large bones, tend to be heavier anyway due to genetic predisposition. But when you're talking about serious obesity in the developed world, it is usually dietary related, but not all. I know a pastor's wife. The pastor's now gone to be with the Lord in the United States. She's actually a very nice person, but she suffered a postpartum glandular disorder after having a baby. She has a leptin deficiency. Her body does not make leptin. She suffers glandular obesity. She was a skinny little lady. I mean, she was not in any sense overweight. But after one of her pregnancies, she developed this glandular condition, and she is the Goodyear blimp. It is extremely taxing to her health. She's had operations and so forth, but it's nothing to do with diet. No amount of diet or dieting is going to cure what's wrong with her. She suffers from glandular obesity. We must be careful. When you see an extremely obese person, their problem may not be dietary. It may be glandular. Do not assume the sin of gluttony. In my own case, prior to my accident, I was a rather thin person. After my accident, I began gaining weight. What we did not know until I nearly died in 2015 of cellulitis and liver and kidney failure caused by the cellulitis was that I have what's known as lymphatic edema, caused by atrial fibrillation, caused by a heart condition and circulatory deficiency into my lower extremities and gut and other places. What you see under my eyes, this is not fat, this is fluid. What's in my ankles, in my feet, I was just pumping the fluid out of my legs yesterday. I have compression pumps that I actually have to pump the fluid to get my legs mobilized. What's in my legs, what's in my lower abdomen, and my ankles and feet is a protein concentrated or protein saturated interstitial fluid in the lymphatic tissue. It's called lymphoedema, lymphatic edema. I was in hospital for 7 weeks, hardly eating anything. My weight went down a bit, but it didn't cure it. Now, overeating would make my condition worse, but not eating at all wouldn't make it any better. My weight is not fat. My weight is not diet related. My weight is from lymphoedema. It's not fat. It is protein-soaked fluid that predisposes me to cellulitic infection. The lymphatic vascular system or lymphatic vascular structures in my legs and lower gut are all obstructed and clogged due to lymphoedema. Nothing to do with eating. I've stopped eating nearly entirely. I stopped eating so much when I was hospitalized that I began experiencing muscular atrophy. There was almost no fat for my body to catabolize. it began digesting the muscle tissue. That's how little I ate. All the fat was gone. Yet I was still puffed because of the lymphatic fluid. That's just the way it is. So you have most obesity is diet related. Some is glandular, some is lymphatic. I unfortunately suffer lymphatic. I assure you, I don't eat 4 pizza pies every night or 6 milkshakes in the middle of the day. It's not that. It's not that I have some kind of a gluttonous lifestyle. I've stopped eating completely, and it still doesn't do any good. There's no cure unless the Lord intervenes. I manage the symptoms with drugs, but that's about all I can do. Yes, overeating would make it worse, but not eating at all isn't going to cure it. That's my own condition. Yet, let's be honest. In the United States, in Great Britain, in Australia, in South Africa, New Zealand, it's very easy to eat too much. Very easy. Very easy. We should be that hungry spiritually for the Word of God as we are for barbecues. Nonetheless, there is a sin of gluttony. And in most cases, overweight is related to eating and to some degree can involve the sin of gluttony. I'm not saying in every case, but I'm saying many Christians need to eat less. As Billy Graham once pointed out, too many Christians are digging their own grave with their knife and fork. He's unfortunately right. Thank you for the question. My name is Jacob Prasch. God bless.